Hey folks, it's Son of Beast, and I'm here with my next broadcast partner along with me, Phone 11. And this is another NHL Game of the Night 26 on EA Sports. We're going back to the Pacific as we are taking a look for the next matchup. The biggest one is takes it all. It's the Avalanche, and they face against the Vegas Golden Knights. For the one-of-each beat plays, both teams have made it to the Stanley Cup playoffs. As for the continuous part of the postseason, makes their advantagement from Cale Makar and Noah Gannafin. The other side of the team doesn't really show things off, as the other teams have already been eliminated. Will be something that's totally new for after the game of the night. This will be the regular season in winter tournament to show how things will be the end of the season for the regular tournament to show things off, who will win for the rest of the game. And as for the teams that made it to the postseason, this will be a new plan to do for things from games from 1 to 3 from the first round, and then the second round will be games 1 through 5, and then games from the Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals will be games of 7, and the finals as well. That's going to be infinitely anybody that will be playing afterwards, and hopefully you'll see what's going on if anything has changed. Tonight's starting goaltender for the Colorado Avalanche, we have his one of our biggest one, as Mackenzie Blackwood is the starting goaltender for the Colorado Avalanche. And for the Vegas Golden Knights, we have his Schmid. He will be starting off for tonight's playing of the game to see how he handles it. And now let's have a look at the X-Factor players, starting with the visiting teams of the Colorado Avalanche. Nathan MacKinnon is one of our hugest big takes in for one of his own best. The greatness to taking is a great action for Nathan MacKinnon, playing for his rest of his career to do all of it. He has reels, quick release, and angle breaking. Cale Makar with the only early edges and second win with quick releases on the big chance. Martin Ages with wheels and tape-to-tape zones. Then Mackenzie Blackwood, who has a sponge on its absorption and limited rebounds. Devin Toes, which only has the early edges and ascended pass, he also makes him stick him up ability. Then Arturi Lehkonen, which a big tipper and no contest zone, also brings him with another great scale. Then across from here is Valery Nichushkin, the quick release and big rig with a domination puck protection, along with Josh Manson, a true lenses shoulder checks. Then it's Gabriel Landeskog with only the big tipper and the born leader. And finally, it's Victor Olofsson with the quick release and for the transfer from the Vegas Golden Knights. Now let's go ahead and see what the starting lineup holds for the Vegas Golden Knights. Starting with Jack Eichel. He's early edges to have his own tape-to-tape zones and unstoppable powerful reverse kicks. But along with Mitch Marner, he has one of his send it and tape-to-tape and early edges on the other side of it. Mark Stone, the captain for the Golden Knights, makes a born leader and also a quick pick for the effortless interceptions. Shea Theodore, the early edges to the pressure and send it. Rasmus Anderson with only the second win and quick picks for the no contest zone. Noah Fiahetafin with the early edges and send it. Then it's Tomas Hertl with the quick release and quick draw. And then it's Ivan Barbashev with the quick release and deceptive quick shots. Then it's Pavel Dorofeev along with the quick release and pressure. And then it's Brady McNabb, a true lenses shoulder check. Then William Karlsson, the quick picker. Then it's Jeremy Lazan for a true lenses on the other side of it, does the same thing. And last but not least, we have is Alex Pietrangelo. Send it pass, stick him up, and quick picks. Well, that's all for now for the starting players for the Vegas Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche. Let's send you down to T-Mobile Arena. My next broadcast partner is Roy Cruz in Vegas. He's along with Apollo, and the third commentary of the crew to give a warm welcome is Red. We'll be seeing you all later, folks, here for the intermission and the post-game show. Now, get ready for the big battle on as the Avs take on against the Knights, and it's next after this. The moment is on, and we are here at T-Mobile Arena, the big night here in Vegas. Puck is dropped and we are underway. Hey everyone, it is Roy Cruz, and I'm here with my broadcast partner along with Apollo and Red for tonight's game. This is NHL Hockey Game of the Night on EA Sports. Starting goaltenders for the Golden Knights is Nick Schmidt. He's along with the Evers. And the ever starting goaltender for the Colorado Avalanche, the Avalanche is Mackenzie Blackwood. Starting off in the Avalanche, they will have it start off and then we'll clear out of the zone. They will get some new line grouping change. And we'll stop that in play to be an icing on the Colorado for Vegas on the start. As we look at Mark Stone, this is where that one goes in with the draw.
Yeah, this is not impressive when you're really just looking at this. The honesty, most likely what Mark Stone makes, this poor leader is the captain that's trying to beat here, and then nobody was giving an effort on him. This is where to start off push on.
Here's McCarr, shot. This one is blocked up by Eichel and rebounded by Jeremy Lazard. A rebound by Vegas Golden Knights. This will be giving it over now to find to Jack Eichel. Vegas go back into the Colorado territory. You'll fire that one on the net. He goes to Jeremy Lazard. Stone outside now finding to Theodore. Theodore gives a pass over to Stone. Stone looks over to Theodore. Now finding to get a Stone. Looks up to Lazard. Lazard shot. Save made by Blackwood. Rebound by Smith. And Vegas gets a little bit of a clearing angle. Back outside Theodore. Looks over to Jack Eichel. Eichel looks to Theodore. Now finding to Smith. Outside Cirelli. Again to Eichel. Smith. Shoots one. Saved by Blackwood. Blackwood will cover things in with only 17:30 remaining in the first period. One thing we notice about Noah Gannafin is not only a great send-and pass, but there's a great way that we are looking after it, Apollo. How do you feel about Noah Gannafin playing it really well?
I gotta say, the only one thing I just heard about it before, and just the competition is a better range in that. Mighty takes on. Noah Gannafin is a great send-off pass, and I'm just really noticing that he's giving some greatness. This effort is really turning out to be anybody's favorite. After playing for the Flames, he now wants to see how he can handle things off to have some great opportunity. This is the hugest save of it, and they have all been playing it so well to give some a nice opportunity look. There's no change up to be here. You have a lot what it takes.
Face-off coming up in between Nelson and Marner as they're ready for the center line again. Marner wins the face-off. Now finding to Bowman. Bowman now finding to Noah Gannafin. He'll find over to Anderson. The pass to Bowman. Nowhere to begin. Now finding to Noah Gannafin. Gets over to Anderson. Here's a shot. Big save by Blackwood. 16:23 remaining in the first period. And as we're bringing it up in a new season, this will be the in-regular season tournament, whereas the teams have already been eliminated and will not be playing in for the postseason. We have something new and exciting for this third new season to show things how it's all.
I know it is. I think the new season is going to definitely make a change afterwards. So before the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, I think this is going to be really a match day to have that one played off a better look.
Here's Anderson playing to Bowman. The Bowman should save by Blackwood. Blackwood at only 15:45 remaining gets another piece of it and tries to keep that one out. With a lot of big use of it, as we know, as we see Scott Wedgwood doing it, and now this time as Mackenzie Blackwood has to start things off tonight, he will be joining us to start things off to see how he plays on the road or for some home games.
Well, playing home games only makes it matter, and you know that's really what they always expected to do for it. And playing it for offensively, they have to do a lot of it on their own.
Vegas rebounds the puck in the corner, and it's out of it to Anderson. Looks over to Bowman. Bowman to pass over to Noah Gannafin, and he gives it up again to Anderson. Finding Bowman outside. He'll find again to Hanifin. He shoots one. That shot's blocked, and it's rebounded by Marner. He finds again to Dorothea, and now finds Anderson. Anderson shoots, blocked a shot. Hanson takes it over, and now here's Burns. Colorado will get a swing after it, and now this will get a new line group change for Vegas. This one's off the glass, and we'll get it out of play. A couple weeks ago, as we were talking now, as the Stanley Cup playoffs is already beginning, we see a lot of big action afterwards, and for Vegas Golden Knights, maybe against the Utah Madness in the first part of the game, with the big comeback in the story of the third period. How do you see out there?
Well, absolutely. They've really been crushing this out to me, and it's a great start, and most likely the Utah Madness are welcome into the postseason, and they really are starting that one to go further. I'm not pretty sure this is going to be a new rival to take in, Will we ever see this one for the next season? I'm pretty sure that this may be the start off to give that one a look apiece.
Theodore shot's blocked, and here's Brickley the other way for the Colorado Avs. He will send it out of here. The Knights are back in the offensive zone as now Smith will take the carry. I'll send over to Jeremy Lazar. Lazar trying to pass to Eichel. And a new line group change for Colorado. Eichel goes back over to Lazar, and this one gives off to Theodore. Stone with the chance. Big blocker saved up by Blackwood. Get the sponge out, and that's one puck plays out of the way. Almost went out some great deflections in there. That almost get that one with a good goal. That could have been a great chain off here. Lazar pass to Theodore. Theodore, no pass given in here. And here's Martin H. the other way for the Avs. Pass Mackenzie Blackwood. And this one's another big save by Schmidt. Stopping on Nathan McKinnon, and with only 11:40 remaining in the first period, you'll get a first save of that. All right, sending it over now into the center box line. We'll send it off this way. It will be starting for the plays of the night. It's Nathan McKinnon.
Thank you, folks. Nathan McKinnon really has showed things off. The precise deceptively and this analysis of one change off to the pass. One thing for Nathan McKinnon, he makes it an ankle-breaking and it's unstoppable forces. The big G forces are making some huge honors to take things off in the way. What head coach is giving in there is giving some huge reasons that make that one all and one. The changing is no big difference, and they really are sure enough to be in here. I'm pretty sure that it looks like Nathan McKinnon will have to start things off to get some little killers out there to give things a good look. Let's see how he handles it, and starting off with this big, huge play. I'll be looking for more here about Nathan McKinnon to keep things out. Back to you guys.
After a big save here by Blackwood, this will stop the play, and now we'll go back over into the center flyer. Now go over the other way. This time, I will now have it over again. Is Mitch Marner.
Thanks, folks. Mitch Marner is really on the best behaving of the zone. What take-to-take really matters is playing it for some infuses creative offensive motion. The drive makes that one easier. One thing what we know about it on it is a great way to keep that one thing off to a start. As for Mitch Marner, he's shown things with the elite edges to show how he gets. This is one of the big favorites afterward here, guys. But let's see what happens where it takes.
Big save by Blackwood.
And Bowman is right toward behind the net. Oh, he could have had a great to get there. That would have been the first goal to get that start off.
Here's Bowman. Shoots. He scores! First goal in his NHL career is Brandon Bowman.
Well, Brandon Bowman really had nowhere to be afterward, and he felt like he wanted to get that off, and he did. That's the first goal, and he's really making that one snatched it in. When Brett Bowman has really had a chance, this is right into the range. You have that great release, and that snapshot goes right into the net. This one is a great pass here, and that was after by Anderson, and then what this goes with, the first goal makes that one snaked up. That is the first one to get that started.
Vegas Golden Knights have on the board. It is a 1-0 lead over Colorado. And now the win will be the Avs. And here's Olofsson. Olofsson chance over, right near the pass to the back. Anderson, he goes down, finding to Victor Olofsson. Olofsson pass, Kelly shot, saved by Schmidt, and two-time stop by Schmidt. No ahead if he gets away with this, and now finding to Eichel. Eichel going all the way down, go for two, and a big stop made by Blackwood. All the way down again by Kelly. Walker Kelly cutting him down, and it's a big stop made by Anderson. You'll have that one cleared over to Stone. Stone, nowhere to get through. Broken up the chain. And now this will give us a new changeover here for the Colorado team. They're trying to push their attack on Vegas. Now here's Kelly to get into Malinsky. Malinsky flying to Brett Kulak. Kulak pass to Drury. Drury has dropped it up, and now it's now finding the Hudson, finding to get a Bowman. Bowman to change over now, finding to Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner, the give over to Bowman. For two shot, that's blocked off by Simon Marner, and it's now again to Korczak. He has to get moving in there. This is the big chain off what you need to be doing for it. Not that anybody's going to be playing it bigger, but that was a big chain off. Korczak now finds it over to Marner. Marner in the corner, and now by time this will give the pass back to Bowman and get a Hudson. Hudson looks to Bowman, now finding to Mitch Marner. Marner, pass over to Hudson. He looks over to Bowman. Bowman, in motion. Korczak gets it away. Malinsky tries to block that one out of here, but it's given away by Smith.
Hudson back to Schwarter. He shoots and good. Saved up again by Blackwood. Kelly going the other way, and now Colorado will take a piece. And they go outside to stop the play with only 5:45 remaining in the first period. Now it happens with a huge save. Only happens with Mackenzie Blackwood. This is never back-to-back ones. If Jack Eichel would have chosen to give that good goal, Mackenzie Blackwood has gotten some huge spread analysis to have that sponge out. That's a kick-pass save. He really has to show things with some respect.
After the offside whistle due with only 5:35 to go in the first period, the opening puck drop, it's 1-0, Colorado trailing by 1. Here's Theodore, now has a pass again to Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner on his attack. Moises into the corner, now flying to Theodore. Theodore looks to the side. And given away here by Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon on a fast break. With the shot, saved by Schmidt. Schmidt will cover things here with under 5 minutes remaining in the first period. For only status with only 5 over 3 hits, Colorado has been one of the best here so far, and there might be an odd bet, and they might go to the Stanley Cup final if they win it all.
Well, I'm really sure that this is going to be one of the big matchups. You know, they don't seem to care for us, and whatever they do for it, they don't really seem to stand a choice. They really have shown up a lot of huge configuration choices. As for Nathan McKinnon, he really is looking for another Stanley Cup Finals, and then looking for the hoisting the cup. I think this is the odd bet that we are looking for here.
If you are watching this one for the Stanley Cup playoffs, you will know what the odd bets are. So if you have anything, be sure to check here on the DraftKings or download any of these apps. This might be one of the questions that could consider it with their lucky pick. Tomas Fertile enters back in his zone now playing to Ivan Barbashev. And that pass doesn't get straight up into it. It goes right back to Josh Manson. He finds again to Ivan. Ivan dumps that out of here off the glass, and he now finds no benefit. The Golden Knights now frames the offer, and now finds to Reinhardt. Reinhardt with the 2-on-1 change. Hospital, stop for the Blackwood. Lazinski with the first chance on the goal. Could have a 2-0 lead for the Golden Knights.
It would have been a change-off. He almost would have had that first goal. That would have been a toughness.
Reinhardt. That shot, nobody given. And here's Lazinski. Lazinski finds again a benefit, and he looks over to Lazinski. A shot, he'll save up again by Blackwood as he swallows it with under 2 minutes remaining to first.
Mackenzie Blackwood is really saving it up in here. Just look how confident he is. That pad is a kick-out save, and he just showed up quickly. He only makes that one with a huge take-on sponge action, and he really had that one to keep that out. That's blocking effortless. He really shows up with the hugest defensive effort, and he really took it all in control.
With under 2 minutes remaining in the first period, Lazinski trying to battle on Brock Nelson. And Nelson wins the faceoff. Devin Tosi away for the Avalanche, and here's Colton. Colton moving along in there. Devin Tosi shoots one and blocks up the corner of the defensive effort. Rebound by Toes. Gets dragged over, now finding Lazinski. Trying to get to Noah Hannafin, and this one will carry out of here. And now it's the juice the other way for the Ops. Given by Bowman. Now find Anderson. The deep on pass slow in the middle. Approaching 1 minute remaining in the first period. Dorofeev now has it off. Makar with the steal. And he's off to the races. Nichushkin gives to Nelson. Big save by Schmidt. Schmidt with another save of under 40 seconds remaining in the first period. He'll stop that to get ready to go. Don't forget, folks, we have our first intermission coming up as you'll have his centerpiece along with B411. They'll be showing us for the status for the first period of the game. And it could be a hard work to take things on to a great start. With the first goal by Bowman, it will be all with the change. Under 10 seconds remaining in the first period, here's Bobo. Trying to beat it over. Hudson shoots and save up by the goaltender. And that will end the first period here. First goal starts with Bowman. It's for one, but it's a great save up by Mackenzie Blackwood. We'll get you recovered and get you back on ice in Vegas after the intermission. See you later on the other side. You're watching the Vegas of the hockey game on EA Sports of NHL Game of the Night. Hey everybody, welcome to the first intermission of the NHL Game of the Night on EA Sports. Son of Beast and MePhone11 are here with us to show what the status is for the action tracker on the game. We've shown things here from the big sidekicks along with the other two of it from Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon. And the first goal only leads it with Braden Bowman, his first NHL goal of his career. He plays it on the start of it to make anyone that's smooth enough to him to give that a first goal on strength. And some head coaches on the other side of it, we've seen things how this one gets. This is a big, strong game, fellas. Let's keep this up. Thanks to the head coaches for the Vegas Golden Knights and for the Colorado Avalanche. I know we're playing hard, but we have to be out here no matter what. And here's how he did after the first period. As for 17/6 total shots on goal for Vegas Golden Knights, and then it was 10/6 for the Colorado Avalanche for the hits. 7:26/57 seconds for the Vegas Golden Knights, and then it was 93/80% passing for the Vegas Golden Knights. Both teams have 7 face-off wins and no penalty kill between both teams. Let's have your status in MePhone11 for Braden Bowman, the first NHL goal of his career, but a start off for the Golden Knights. I gotta say, yes, Braden Bowman is really on his start of his own his night. He's the rookie of it and playing it for his own of his dedicate. Check out that feeling. You have to believe it on it for Braden Bowman, and he has that one with the hugest effort. In fact, everybody loves the rookie players to have that first goal of his NHL career. They want to see how they can definitely do it after the NHL draft, and that first one was a big release. That's a great first goal when you're looking at it. But the other side of it that we are saying is that a lot of Vegas Golden Knights are really showing up with the pressure. Hopefully they'll find a way to get things up and through to have some block shots to keep it from scoring and tying. And let's have your status here for you, Son of Beast, from one of our big saves, Mackenzie Blackwood, who had a lot of huge saves, and Colorado Avalanche. Well, there's a one way they have to discuss it for now, as for Mackenzie Blackwood, he was really saving it off, and this is a hard timing. The competition wasn't really easy enough, but the change-off really made that one often clear. There's a lot of big shots here to make that shrink, and they're trying to have that answer on goals to get that one in the lead. There's competition as they're trying to get that one with the first of the goal to keep it out, but there may not be anybody that might have to change it all for once. So with that, there's going to have to be a answer or denied. We'll have to wait and see if this one gives in for Colorado Avalanche, if they're going to get that one tied up in the game. So as we end the first intermission, let's go back down to Vegas as for Roy and Apollo will be joining us for the second period to start on that game. And we'll see you all later, folks, for the second intermission after the game for the second period. Welcome back to T-Mobile Arena. And both teams are rehydrating. We start the second period. And we're back, ready for the second period as all players are rehydrated and ready to go. Let's take you back down to the center of my broadcasting crew, Apollo. What do you see afterwards here for the first goal of the game for Braden Bowman? And a recap for the Colorado Avalanche. It's a great start by Mackenzie Blackwood. He's really starting out that big. I really would love to see this. That Mackenzie Blackwood was a hugely save to have that deal. I was never seen things how he was really been showing it off. But the play of this money there, fella, I'm telling you now, this is where the job is going to meet it down. And now for Vegas Golden Knights, they'll see how they can definitely handle things off to have that strength. This battle range is where I'm taking for. Of course we do. I'm pretty sure like we'll see what the first goal takes on. If Avalanche may have it step downwards to have that blocked shot, or another big goal for the Golden Knights. Let's see how they handle it. Here's Eichel. A shot blocked up in a corner, and this one back over to Dorofita for rebound again by Noah Hannafin. Jack Eichel will reset, now finding Mark Stone. Behind the net. What a move! And Stone goes back to Hannafin. Dorofita finding Anderson. Hannafin, he shoots one, and her blocker saved up by Mackenzie Blackwood. Hits from shoulder, Jack Eichel's shot. Tries for deflection. This one is an overstop made by Mackenzie Blackwood. Anderson will look to Bowman. Bowman for two. This was an arm blocker save again, out by Mackenzie Blackwood. Toes the other way, now finds it over to Nathan MacKinnon. And here's another one to up in toes. He finds Lekunin. McKinnon. In the way down to Lekunin. A shot. Tries for tip back here. This one's another save by Schmidt. And he scores. Nathan McKinnon behind the back as he's scoring. Now it's a tie game in Vegas. This is not the better change what you need to do for Nathan McKinnon. He scores it from the backhand, and watch with this. That is a whip around. You see that goaltender was really reacting to this? You didn't get enough squeeze in this way, and then what happens with this? That goes right over, right behind the net, and that really makes that one with the start-off goal. Watch what happens with Nathan McKinnon. He goes with the whip around on the cyclone speed, and then goes up in the netting. That score backhander was a great shot. That is where it's going to get for Nathan McKinnon as he ties it up. Colorado and Vegas are tied for one with only 16:45 remaining in the third. To a second, and now Brock Nelson wins the faceoff. This big try is a complication here for Nathan McKinnon. The start-off needs to be journeying it all. But one thing matters, doesn't really take it enough. To carry it in is meant to be a right or change. This needs some starting regroup. Brock Nelson defending Nichushkin. Have that one, carry that one in there, and now we'll have the pass again to Boba. Boba the pass that line to go with anything. You'll look it over again to Miniorder. Oh, man, he goes down. No anything. Stop again when the kids are playing. Ross scoring on the way. We get 15-23 zone. And Morgan McKinnon screwed out. No big try here. No big conviction afterward. They're really starting to get that one a case. Korzak will start it out, and this will be an icing on Vegas Golden Knights. What we noticed about Mackenzie Blackwood, this is really a closest on a save. This big effort was always for picking it off. And what happens with this sponge? He just had that. Just look how confident it is. Start of a second period could have some deflections for the Vegas teams, but this wasn't even enough. Now this one definitely needs to get that one regrouping to have that one bring it out. And the win by Drury. That save made by Schmidt. And here's Mitch Marner the other way for the Vegas. You'll find a pass to Bowman that hooks over to Ivan Barbashev. Ivan Barbashev now has the pass again to Korzak. Houghton right into the wing. Now find the Korzak. Vegas with some controlling puck commotion. Corner to Bowman. He went down after it, and he got a little relentless skip here, backing over to Victor Olofsson. Here's Kelly. Back to Olofsson, and a shot. Save again by Schmidt. Two-ton stop here by Schmidt. Great effort on the use of a change of it for Schmidt, and Bowman sits across the Upton. What a save this was. That's big on action. No takeoff would do the thing. Natchez, all alone. Save up and scores. Martin Natchez gets it back after him, and now they take the lead as they already been stricken down to have the odd man rush score. That's bad on that. Nobody was looking it over, and then everybody's all alone. You got a good pass off deep. And what happens with Brett Burns, he has that deep in zone. Finding Natchez, he really been showing it off. And then this pass off of the goal really have took it back in there. That is a great back, and they have that one with the great goal. Now as for Vegas, they're down by one. And that Burns got a great pass after it. That is a put back in for the goal. Vegas is down by one. As Colorado defended over from the Vegas team, as they already have it up by one. And here's Lazard. Lazard on his way down. Sends it around the net. And Ivan Barbashev now finds it over again to Kolzer. Here's Fedor to find a pass to Kolzer. Kolzer looks to Fedor. He shoots. Save made again by Mackenzie Blackwood. Colorado the other way now as Brindley on the rush. Brindley swings, close save by Schmidt. Lazard runs it again to Barbashev. Vegas on the attack. Trying to look at Kolzer. Kolzer points him down. No penalty on Colorado. He almost had that one with the This is a big knockdown. I think they were trying to mess him with him. It looks like that Manson, he just found a way to have that one knocked him down. Brindley shoots, saved by Schmidt. 11:45 to go in the second period. And that'll get some a little tight breathing room here to have another puck drop ready. Big action takes Schmidt and Mackenzie Blackwood. Let's have your stats here, Red. What was the best goaltender that you ever see so far?
Well, I'm looking at it for now. I mean, and what the huge save it only happens to be to Mackenzie Blackwood. He started out with a hugest take in. This save was really all importantable, and nobody was ever seeing how he was making this punching out that kick out. This big releaseman is really giving some hugest clean effort to have that no contest ability on a sponge out to have that kick save. This is really what they're meaning to do this, but they are not really anybody that could definitely try to like kick it out. This big range off attacker is just one way to have it all. I'm really looking forward to this one and how that Mackenzie Blackwood might have to do for it a huge save. This is intense here, guys. They really are starting to look for it on strong. Let's see how they handle it. All right, thank you very much, Get Red. We'll have to wait on and see about that. And what a big hit by Brock Nelson. He knocked that one shortly, and that is a mighty defender. That goes man takedown. And from the Islanders, it was something like that they did.
The Vegas Golden Knights trying to look for some answer into the faceoff as they're now ready for the center glider. And Eichel wins the draw. 50-50 chance as now it's Noah Hannafin trying to look for Anderson. He gets a rebound, gets away with it. Looks to score! He scores! Mark Stone! That tip off here. Now it's a tie game again by Anderson.
Always watch what happens here. When Mark Stone really sees this one is right in the middle. He had that one looking. Look how fast he's perfected this. He gives it over to Stone, and then this send-off really has done it. That is right into the net. That one is off in his pad, and his one goes right into the net. He has never been seen this. What a great pass off, and this one is right into kicking from near. Mark Stone with the tie again.
The captain has tied it up. It's nearing the mid-range mark in the second with 9:49 time on the goal. And here's McCarr. He goes down and a wipe down. Martin H is on the wheels. McKinnon, jump block by Fedor. And Holtz will send it over to Lesinski. Lesinski doesn't get through it. And Toes now finds it over to Natchez. Natchez is way down. Lazar with the rebound. Here's another chance over to Fedor. Fedor now finding to Holtz. Holtz makes his way down across to Reinhardt. Cole Reinhardt around the net. And now it's Natchez. Stops it from the corner as Lesinski fighting Fedor. And here's Lazar. Lazar pass to Fedor. He shoots for another save again by Blackwood. Reinhardt not finding the Holtz, not finding the Lazar. And here's Lesinski. Gets off to Fedor. No penalty here on Colorado. And he scores! Shea Fedor! He rushes toward it and he starts to look strong afterward. Great commotion. What do you have to say now about Shea Fedor? He really showed it. That's mighty take. He crosses right toward into the precinct, and this one is given a 2-point lead opportunity. What an excellent chance here for Shea Fedor, and he's really rushing it. That's where it calls for the great cut. He knows he could find his way through. This one is a great rip-off, and that gives up a start off with getting a strong effort. Shea Fedor had a lot of huge momentum. Now it's a 3-2 lead as they have overtaken in the second period. And here's Korzak. He'll now find Hudson. Hudson the pass finding to Korzak. And a sudden deep pass over to Bowman. Bowman is trying to look for 2 goals. Martin will have to go offside. This will stop the play with under 8 minutes remaining in the second period. As our Golden Knights have taken a 1-point lead advantage.
Bucks line number 4, Rasmus Anderson.
And a win by the Avalanche. Here's Toes. Toes the other way. This one is dragged out by finding Hudson. Hudson the pass over playing to Dorfia. Dorfia playing to Bowman. He looks to Korzak. Korzak slides back. And pass back to Eichel. Back on ice. Hudson the pass over. Hudson trying to regroup. Eichel. Send a pass over. Not finding Hudson. Hudson's behind the wing. Trying to give us a little bit of a breathing room. And finding to Korzak. Finding to Eichel. Eichel shoots. Blocker saves again by Mackenzie Blackwood. Devin Toes the other way for the Colorado Avalanche as he takes his turn back into Vegas territory. Goalie shot. That's redirected off the stick. McCarr. Chance to Drury. Here's Manson. A shot. Blocked by Bowman. Rebound by Hudson. And he will clean that one out of here. What a blocking hit.
They really have to keep that one out.
Jack Drury, the other wing half playing to Josh Manson, and he has that pass down playing to Olsen. It's given away by New Hannafin. Big smackdown! Big Colombo into the center ice, and now back to Manson.
He's really been like making it up. This is Clash Defenders, guys. Don't make a mess chain.
No control here, and it's back to New Hannafin. And now he'll have that more room to get that one cleared out to Anderson with 5 minutes of the mid-period. So, for 2.
That misses off again on the save by goaltender.
Shuts it to Barbashev. Blocks a shot. Rebounded by Barbashev, and now Olofsson will take it over. Setting a deep pass, no offside on Colorado. And there'll be a delay penalty. That's going to be a tripping hazard on Shea Theodore. He's in the penalty box. He'll get a power play on for Colorado.
Number 27's got a
It starts off
2-minute
badly,
penalty for
and then
tripping.
when Shea Theodore had that one, he got a little bit of wind up, and he just made them trip on Parker Kelly. This will be the first power play to give that one a start for Colorado tonight.
Shea Theodore in the penalty box. Power play will start in for Colorado Avs.
Avalanche need to start getting a lot of quick motion. This is no timing to change. When you really need to do 4, you don't want that to make a mess. This really happens to everybody. They really need to get someone else a big chain off to clear that out. This is big chin shit. They need to start making it big.
He missed wide opportunity. There's more there. Send it out of here. Unable to clear it out. McKenna, he shoots one. Saved by Smith. Brickley. Away now playing again by Bill McCall. And here's Brickley. Nice move. Saved by Smith. 3:42 left to remain in the second period. They'll stop that in. We're going 119 on the power play.
And just how Cam McCarr does, I'll now send it over to Ray. Thanks, folks, about Cam McCarr. He's looking on his power play effort for tonight. He's trying to give that one a lot of huges, clues, and bendness on the early edges. This is a lot of big motion afterward here, fellas. We really are starting to look for some huge offensive goals. This contest really may not be easy enough, but Cam McCarr, he has to give a lot of swing of it if he can definitely try to keep that one out. This is huge change here, and we need to see how this one happens with Avalanche if they can find a way to have that one striking back. Let's see how he does it, guys.
Thank you, Ray. Now finding the Jushkin to Colton. Now broken up the play here in the corner again. Bill McCarr to pass to Brindley. Brindley to it, doesn't get through it, and Hudson will dump it out of here. Off his player, and goes to Kolsar. Back to Blackwood, and now here's Brindley with only 18 seconds on the power play. Going to find Jushkin. He shoots, saved by Smith. Sends it out of here. And goes offside. 2:28 to go in the second period. And they'll get ready for our puck drop.
Looks like the Golden Knights are going to get back to full strength, and Shea Theodore, he's almost ready to get back out there.
With the win, Olofsson back in the zone. Colorado Avs power play has expired, and it's now back to 0 at full strength as Shea Theodore is out of the penalty box.
Well, this was a big clear on that one, and you're really just looking at it. This defensive effort was really not the big change. I was really certain that this would get a lot of hardest, the Strangford, and they really have been showing a lot of it. Maybe you'll get the spirit of it, and after Anderson, you're really given a hugest look. There's no chain off, and you're going to really have to start messing with that.
Eichel with the rebound, now finding again to Smith. And back to Eichel. Eichel back to Smith. Right to Theodore. Theodore! Saved by Mackenzie Blackwood. 1 minute remaining in the second period. Theodore finds Smith. Smith shoots, blocked again on the defensive effort. And here's Lazan. Lazan gets squeezed, trouble here, and now finally to Jack Eichel. And he goes down. Martin HS is back to Smith. He can't clear it out. Eichel shoots, blocked up the skater. And it's now back to Lequide. Lequide right in front. Into Nelson. And Eichel will set it out of here and now find a Shea Theodore. No cut motion. And that will take us to the end of the second period. Back to 1. It's Shea Theodore. And only one place and a goal for the time and a good cut motion. With the goal, no giving up the power plays at this point. And we'll see how it goes. Third period is next after the break. Hey folks, welcome to the second intermission of the NHL on Game of the Night,
26 on EA Sports. Second period has come to the end, and as of this moment, it starts to go back the other way. Colorado Avalanche has finding to give that one with the personal room, finding for Nathan McKinnon to have that first goal, and the other way for Martin H.S. He had that one with the other great shot on net to have that one kick it out. This big save wasn't really easy enough, but that really made a big swap to that. And here's how he did with the total statistics after the second period. 27 over 24 total shots on goal for Vegas over Colorado. 27 over 15 hits. That's for Colorado with the big knockdown. 11:46 over 2:26 time on attack for Vegas Golden Knights. Then it was 90 over 89 passing effectiveness for Vegas Golden Knights. 13 face-off wins for both teams. Then 2-minute penalty kill was only Vegas. And no power play was remained as they only had 2 minutes for a power play minute for Colorado Avs. This might be a tight start, but we don't know how could that happen if there's anybody that could be messing it up on the range. Let's have your status here review, Centerpiece, about Vegas Golden Knights. They're starting to get that one big off big play here. They really are starting to get that battle strength. And now for Shea Theodore, he had found the cut and he really got it looking good. The condition really made it seem to be impossible, but playing against the number 1 seed for the Central Division was really up to a hard task. I mean, I don't know how they were thinking, but that really was all that they were trying to do for, and some great shots on goal. This wasn't pretty hard enough to get controlling it from playing out zone, in zone, out zone, you get it. But that really had to be a hard filler to have that one keeping it out. I mean, there may not be any easy enough, but as for Colorado Avs, they're starting to get pickoff plays on the block. Let's have your takes for you, B411, of how the Avalanche played it. Well, they're starting to go mad. I mean, the head coaches are really trying to say this. We got to pick the speed up here. I know we're down by 1, but let's see how we can handle this. And for Martin H.S., he really had got a great backhander to try to kick back in there. And he had that pad. He just got it back and said, no siree. I mean, that's really like the harder change I would rather see. Try to make that one win, and no possible has changed up. This could be one too many moves. I mean, what's the figure? Is there going to be one? I may not think so. Well, we'll have to wait and find out about them before 11. I mean, you never know how it's going to get there. So with that, we'll see how this one plays in for the second period. And now we'll be heading into the third period. Let's send you back down to Vegas Golden Knights as the Avalanche are down by 1. And as for Vegas, Roy and Apollo will finish things here for the third period. Let's see how they survive against the Avalanche. See you all later, folks, after the game to see how the statics comes in and 3-star players.
It's the third period here in Vegas. Are you ready? It's that time to finish it all. And here we go. The third period begins now. Along with the broadcast partner and crew, and if you're just joining us here, we have 2 periods down and 1 more period to go. Let's have your status about you, Apollo, and how they did.
While playing in this action was really like all it taken. The medieval timing is just right on my alley. And what I will ever say about this, Vegas Golden Knights are really trying to work it off. The competition is a beam, and they really are starting to give a lot of huge strength. No better in the world would change it for anything. I'm really sure enough that Vegas Golden Knights are starting to get that comeback feeling, and maybe one play enough will be all for anyone. Let's see how they can answer it.
Here's Smith. That shot missed wide, and that one sticked off in here, and that's Eichel when they're finding the Fedor. Fedor to look to Lazan. Lazan gets trapped and rebounded up by Bowman. The Golden Knights back in the offense zone. I find Lazan, and here's Eichel. Slicks away. Whoa, what a big dish-off move. Trying to get away from this and trying to play some little contact game. And here's Lehkonen. On his way down. Saved by Smith. Fedor will send it around the net that time. Now finding to Lazan. And Lazan will get a swing over that finding to Smith. Smith given away by Ross Colton. Ross Colton will get a little stringer over. Now finding to Brock Nelson. Nelson in front. And covered up again by Schmidt. Schmidt looks over to Anderson. And now it's back to Anderson. This goaltender was really like reaching it out. That's a lot of huge part in competitions. This opportunity doesn't really mean that they're really starting to give over the other way. No Anderson starts over to Anderson. Oh, he went down. That bumbles it out of here, and now he finds Nelson.
That could definitely hurt. I don't really even believe this, but that really must have made it hurt for most occasions.
Here's Anderson the other way for the Golden Knights. Marner's shot saved by Blackwood. 15:50 remaining. You're nearing the 5-minute pass mark in the third period. And now here's Nathan McKinnon. You gotta see who's believing in this action, and he's shown it off.
Well, I had a lot of big click on playing afterward. That Nathan McKinnon, he tried to do all of it. And everything that he did, and this is one of the big pass-off plays to try that one to make that stoppage. But one thing happens is the wrap-around net toward back. He gives everyone weights, and he just had that one with his own first goal.
So Nathan McKinnon is set up front with only 33 goals in the game. Over by McCarr, and here's another face-off in a center glider. The win by Tomas Hertl. Here's Hudson now finding the Gorzak. Gorzak the pass to Hudson. Hudson almost ticked it up, almost with a penalty. He scores! Hudson! The first of the goal now is up by 2. Vegas shows the crowd.
What a big action. And I didn't think he was able to do it all. And he has been backing it up. It's like, now you're going to mess up on me? Now that really had that one crunking it over. He really shows it how he's able to have a chance. That's a big shakedown. I was never seeing how Hutton made it do for. And this is the motion. He's trying to get out of here. And he has a lot of room to get free. And as both defenders were trying to attack on Hutton, but not that time, he really had looked it all comfortably.
Now it's 2-4 as Colorado trails by 2, and Colorado trying to look for another goal. Vegas stays up in control in the driver's seat, and here's Korzak. Oh, a big hello moment in the Trulensis king in the center ice, and Bunker Kelly will now have it over the wing.
He would not like that. I would never believe how he would really try to handle it. That's a lot of big mighty to take on with the Storm.
Manson the other way with passing 15 minutes by in the third period. And Parker Kelly trying to look for more. Hertl taking it out. Barbashev behind the wall and clear it out. This will be an icing on Vegas. 14-18 remaining in the third period. As he got a lot of big stats afterward and trying to keep it out.
But Josh Mixon didn't see this. This one is a huge knockdown. He really took a tremendous skin. That could make that one sparkle down, and it could be one night that could be defeated.
Every plays are really turning to be a big hit, but not anybody's that perfect, and it's still 4-2 Vegas. The win by Colorado. Didn't get it back, and now finding to Korzak. Korzak. Pass it on net behind to Barbashev. Barbashev off to Korzak. Looks over to Hutton. Hutton, let's swing over. Now finding again to Korzak. Korzak the pass over again on Hertl. Hertl off the face mask and rebound by Kolzer. Hutton. One time for Barbashev. Shot made by Blackwood. 13-19 remaining in the third period. We're getting a lot of time here to try to clear it out.
Well, his big save of the night always happens to be a Perry Schmidt. He just made us a huge save. Playing this defensive goal was never been a change-off release. And only one time tells that goaltenders really spend so much time. And that's on Perry Schmidt. He's the best goaltender of the night.
After the game of the night, it'll be the in-regular season tournament. As for teams that have already been eliminated, this will be the change-up that will change it all as for the start of the new season. And here's how the game works. Playing this game will be the offensive zones, and as this will be the higher seed teams that has the most wins, will play against the low seeds for the least wins, and they'll be playing it for their first 4 on the bottom. The winners that move on will face against the top 4 teams that already been eliminated. But there's a lot of big comebacks here, right from the story of it, and there could be some underdogs that might show it all. We'll see what happens if there is any choice to have it given. But there may not be anybody. It could be all. And a big team is always been a crowd to make a fan favorite salute of for the in-regular season tournament win. And with only final 2 stuff, it'll be between the East versus the West, and we'll see how they will do to accommodate the others. And this will only be the playable to have one game only to advance to the next round. Unlike the NFL stuff, this is going to change off differently. Big save by Schmidt. 11:40 remaining in the third period. And he'll get our puck drop ready. So as the bottom 4 teams for the NHL team from the East and West, the teams that had the least win will have to face over on top of the seeded teams here in the bottom 4. Then the top 4 will be able to try to have an off season before the next team goes on. And therefore, they have some semifinals. As for both of each teams, will be 4 of each on the Elite 8. And then the finals will be Final Fours between the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference teams as we're playing it for both. And then the final will be the in-regular season tournament championship. Don't miss out in the next part of the game for a new season. It might be impossible enough. You can never find it like that. I mean, we might see how, if there's an underdog or the overdog team, that could definitely be overrated. And maybe there might be once a big chance happens. Oh man, Ross Nichushkin! He scores! Nichushkin is now given a credit, and as the team goes back down by 1, it is 4-3. Well, with Larry Nichushkin, he was really racing it off to it, and he's really pushing it up. All the other defenders are really trying to battle it out, but there was out of breathing room, and therefore Schmidt had to do something. Then what happens to Nichushkin? He has big break, he pulls up with the stoppage, and that goes right in toward the net. That might be harder than it felt at that. You have to believe this. And as for Nichushkin, he had a lot of a good cut motion here. Now they got their teams down by 1. Still a lot of time left remaining as we pass the midway mark in the third period. Only 1 score remains unassisted as Belinsky wins the draw. Here's Ivan, the shot, saved by Schmidt. Finding Anderson around the back of the net, now finding Hannafin. Hannafin pass to Marner. Marner looks over to Bowman. Bowman, a changeover, now has a pass around the net. And Rafia, no chance to go. Here's Ivan. He swings it out. And Anderson will have that one camped it over, finding the Hannafin. Send pass. Back to Dorofiev. Kicked it away, and here's Hannafin. Hannafin. Look toward the middle. Goes off to the stick of the blade. And finding to Dorofiev. Dorofiev pass, now finding a Hannafin. With a move. He could get there. But Bowman trying to get that one with the release. But this one was too late. Mitch Warner. Backhander's block shot. Under 8 minutes remaining to third. Trying to look over the Anderson. This is off to Bowman. He goes down right after the stick list. And here's Barbatov. As he's on ice. Hannafin gets recovered here from the wall. And as the Vegas are on the attack, Hannafin will get some new line grouping change. And here's Bowman. Big to swipe. Hannafin banks around the other way. Lazinski's back on ice. And now the changeover. McKinnon takes a release. McKinnon. Good contact here on the stick as Holtz trying to poke check it. That's good. It's going to give a change off. You don't have a lot of courtesy to teleport. But that what happens to Holtz. He got it look good. Nelson. Big save by Schmidt. Round the back. Pass over. Broke it up. Stick lifted as Lazinski. You'll now find it again to Holtz. Here comes a 2-on-1 fast break. In the middle, Reinhardt out of room. Reinhardt now firing again, of course not. Othen shoots, saved by Mackenzie Blackwood, and dropped it up again. Here in the final 5 minutes of the third period, they'll have another big chain-off ready. As we look over now, I will now send over to Red, who had the best player this night. Well, the only thing that happened for now, and I'm betting on this, Mark Stone did out of love and a huge take on action. This board leader almost makes it impossible enough, but we really have to see this. You have to believe it when you really are getting it into greatness. This affairs to have that one better strength. That was for Mark Stone. You'll have to wait and find out for defensive effort. Let's see how he handles it. Back to you guys. We passed the 5-minute mark in the third period, presented by Discover. Michael. And now here's Brock Nelson the other way for X. Rock does it. A pass broken by Stone. Stone behind it back here. And Theodore will have it to Smith. Now he will get some new line grouping change. Dennis Smith will now try to get some regroup here. Now finding to Theodore. And he looks to Martyr. Martyr got caught up by a defensive effort. And now here's Olofsson. Makes that hit. Here's Bowman. Bowman goes down with a big hit. Martin H.S. the other way. Now for the ass. Colorado trying to look for a tie game. Vegas the other way. Off to Bowman. Golden Knights on attack. Now finds Lazine. He shoots one. Over saved by Mackenzie Blackwood. Warner now finds the field. Field versus Dorothy having a shot blocked again by Bowman. Bowman to find Lazine. Now has it to Marner. Lazine get a little bit of swing over. Bowman for two. Given away by Blackwood. 2:40 remaining in the fourth period. And they'll be ready to have an puck drop break. Don't miss out the next games as we have some couple more in action for you as the Buffalo Sabres take on against Carolina Hurricanes, and that will be the next part of the game on its way down as this will be the big battling matchup to have some hugest effort between for New York and Carolina. The big Storm and the Sabre. And following after that game, we'll have the New York Rangers. We haven't seen back into at the Madison Square Garden at MSG, and they will be playing against one of the top on the better defensive effort as they will be playing against the Utah Mammoths the other way. And this is a lot of big courtesy that they're really going to try to see how they can handle it all. Don't miss the next games here on Son of Beast. And new game videos will be up in the future for you, so never miss out the moment by hitting that subscribe button and get tons of notifications for new content. Extra techers on, final minute remaining in the third period. Natchez can't get away with it, and a shot, never saved by Schmidt. Takes a smackdown. Stone with it now. 45 seconds remaining in the third period. Hurdle waits and regroup. Puck goes out of here. Adafin will get a clear out of here for Tomas Hurdle, and now this will be a new line grouping change here for Avalanche. Toes on his way down. Mackenzie Blackwood going to the bench as we have the extra tacker on. Drury shoots saved by Smith. Hudson out along the boards. Stone with it now. And he will clear it. Smith will send it in. No problem. He does not need a dot piece. Riley Smith scores the empty net. And Golden Knights will take a wrap to celebrate with it. And only that favorite of dimensions. Riley Smith, he dumps that one out. And looks like, oh, never mind. I guess I had to only empty that though. He really shook it at all. A biggest night here in Vegas as the fans rise up for the benches. And a win by Korzak. Here's Hutton. Hutton finding again at Korzak. The pass back to Bowman. This fan is lit. Vegas is showing up a lot of big courtesy, and that will wrap things up. Vegas with a big response. Schmidt wins the regular part of the matchup against the Avalanche. I think it's showing up right here. That has to be believed in this. You have to leave it to be it. That only makes a one of the job done. And how about we salute the fans' chance? We've done it again. Now what happens with Vegas? We've shown a lot of big support. Well, one of the big Vegas is, and as for the clash in the Western Conference, the Golden Knights wins over the Avalanche, and it was a great 9-10. 5-3 is your final score. Along with my broadcast partner, along with Brad and Apollo, I'm Roy Cruz. You've been watching the NHL Game of the Night 26 on EA Sports. And we hope to see you back again for another big games here, anywhere, anytime. Thanks for watching, and you've been watching the Vegas Golden Knights hockey game on EA Sports. Alright, thanks for our time for 3 stars. Rasmus Anderson with only 2 assists and 1 hit. Only makes that pass and had that one tipped it in for Mark Stone. Then your second star player of the game as the Everweight goes up to Mark Stone, the captain with 1 goal, 1 assist, and 1 hit. He only makes 1 of each, a better chain off. And for tonight's first star player of the game, for Vegas, it only brings the goaltender to have that winning all a great favorite. And Ben Hutton
with 1 goal and 1 assist with 2 hits. He only does this so he'd make that one tormented and no penalty, not a problem. Here's our tonight's total statistics for Vegas and Colorado. 37 shots on goal for both teams, 42 over 26 Colorado, and again, 345 and 1648 was a Vegas time on attack. They pushed it off big here. 86 over 85 passing effectiveness for Colorado, 21 over 16 for Colorado Avalanche. And 2-minute penalty kill was on Vegas, and only 1 power play effort did not have the power play goal, as it's only 2 minutes for their team. Well, that was all he did. I mean, Vegas has been showing off with some hugest crowd responses, and they don't seem to care for it afterward. They really took a hit anywhere. Well, that's it for now for this part of the game, and stay tuned for the next game as Colorado will be entering the postseason. But now, the Carolina Canes will battle against Buffalo Sabres at KeyBank Center. And following along with the last part of the game, as the Rangers will face against the Utah Mammoths the other way, as they'll see things on the big set. Well, along with me and my broadcasting crew, I'm Son of Beast, and you've been watching the NHL Game of the Night 26 on EA Sports. To see more videos, check out in the playlist at the end of the video for some greatness for NHL games on EA Sports for every season. Well, that's it for now. Along with me, Phone 11, I'm Son of Beast. Thank you for watching, and so long for as well as the NHL 26 gameplay dial.
If you don't, somebody will.